Шановні колеги,
Dear colleagues, we continue our working day, and now the floor is given to Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesman on NATO-related issues, Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk. Good afternoon, everyone. The main military actions in Lugansk area were in Stanitsa Luganska. The enemy in the evening shelled our positions during 3 hours. Also, the enemy violated ceasefire in Bakhmutitska highway near Orekhovo village and in Popasnyansky region. Heavy weapons was not used by the enemy. On the whole, during the last 24 hours, there were 4 shellings delivered by the enemy in Lugansk area. The Donetsk area, the main flashpoint is Lugansk. And there the military actions lasted for 12 hours with some interruptions. The enemy used massively heavy weapons and they launched about 300 mines and 30 artillery shells at our positions. Also, the situation was not calm in Avdiivka. There were 2 heavy shellings between ATO positions and occupants that lasted for 5 hours. And in the course of enemy shelling, private house was damaged and household facilities were ruined. No casualties. And also the enemy violated ceasefire in Novgorodsk, Kruta Balka and near Shakhta Butovka position. Mariupol area. In Krasnogorovka and Pavlopol, there were mortar shellings delivered by the occupation forces of Russia, and in Novogrigorivka, artillery shelling was delivered by the enemy. It happened during twilight and after it. And also the most difficult situation also at the coastline, Pavlopil-Shirokina. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in Mariupol area, there were 10 enemy shellings, including 4 with the use of heavy weapons. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, but 11 were wounded. It happened and Svetlodarsk Bulge in the course of mortar and artillery shelling delivered by the enemy. Yesterday, while disassembling the ammunition, the resident of Kadema, Bukhmatska region resident was heavily wounded and brought to hospital. We call on all residents that if they found suspicious objects, they should immediately inform law enforcers. SBU liquidated the informant network of the militants. The officers detained 6 perpetrators in Bakhmutsky region of Donetsk Oblast. They provided occupants with information about deployment and movement of Ukrainian armed forces. In the course of search, they confiscated the proofs of their illegal activity. Petro Poroshenko, President of Ukraine, awarded 72 servicemen of ATO who defended independence and territorial integrity in Ukraine in the fiercest battles. Among those who were awarded, soldier Oleksandr who took part in defense of the Donetsk airport and died at the front line, and also Marine Alexander Freitag, who in October found in Shirokina subversive group of the enemy, and in the course of the military actions he was heavily wounded, but he prevented the attack of the militants on Ukrainian positions. Due to the courageous actions of such servicemen, Russian aggression in the east of Ukraine will never succeed. This is all information. Do you have questions? Be brief, please. Lisa Galavata, 5th channel. Yesterday there was the meeting of trilateral contact group in Minsk, and they agreed that starting 24th of December, starting midnight, there will be a regime of full ceasefire. In what way it can be implemented? First, I cannot comment on the decisions of the Minsk group. But at the time, I would like to emphasize that the servicemen of Ukraine and ATO forces, they demonstrated always that they are ready to implement Minsk agreement. They withdrew the weapons, they adhered to ceasefire, and Ukrainian forces are always ready to implement peaceful plan of the president. But in case of provocations of the enemy that threaten the lives of our servicemen, we are ready to return fire. The armed forces of Ukraine are ready to implement the decisions of contact group in Minsk. Okay, thank you very much. The next event is in 1 minute.